Welcome along, everybody, to my watch along for practice 3 of the 2025 Formula 1 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, the final practice week, the final practice session of the weekend. It's been pretty interesting so far, and I'm curious to see how the final session plays out before we need to lock in our fantasy team, lock in our F1 predictions for qualifying later on today. But if it's your first time tuning on in, welcome. This is how it works. You got my face here, you got the live timings here, you got the session timer down in the bottom left for you guys to be able to sync on up with, and you got Twitch chat that you can type in and have a good time. We do this for every single Grand Prix weekend for every single session, so join me later on today for qualifying, join me tomorrow for the race, and every other Grand Prix this year. But the session has started. Let me get the timer up and ready for you guys, and then we can talk about it. And once again, I'm fucking mourning because why are these guys sitting outside their cars? What's the point? How are you not in your car ready to go to maximize your practice session? Like, Liam's got his AirPods in. What are you doing, bro? Get in the car. I'm sick of it. Right. Border Litter is out on track, though. Dun, 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 dun. A lot of dry ice coming out. Apparently it was 57 degrees on track earlier today for the F1 Academy race. Holy. Let me get the timings delayed. Bump, bump, bump. Bump, bump, bump. All right. Sharon, what is up? How's it going? This intro is madness. What's up, Game Ionetto? You mean madness in a good way, right? Not in a bad way. Yeah? I hope so. Dochal Pepper, Game Ionetto. Thank you guys for the follows. Welcome to the stream. All right. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about FP3. Yeah, I'd like to see Russell doing better today. I think I had high hopes for Russell and Mercedes coming in this weekend, but so far they have been pretty mid. So hopefully that can turn around for FP3 coming to qualifying. Otherwise, maybe I'll mix up my fantasy team a little bit. Excuse me. Is Borletto? Oh no, a few cards coming out now. Cool. ADHD strong today. Wait, what do I do? Do you watch Rocket Power Mohawk? No comment. Sup, Lolly? How's it going, dude? Chug Gert. Mercedes versus McLaren this season. I think they're probably going to end up being the two favorites for race wins. Actually, no, I don't know. I think it's just McLaren versus Ferrari, Red Bull, and Mercedes, to be honest. Yes, it's yes or no question. Well, it's complicated. I watch his videos, but I watch his videos because they come out like once a year. But does that mean I like watching them? Not necessarily. No one's saying in the car that Red Bull get everything out of the car and max hat trick grand slam. We'd love that. Why do I still see Lawson in Red Bull suit? On my intro, that's because they haven't posted the new intro, so haven't updated it yet. Spyro, thank you for the follow of the stream. Bro, that's a PC wallpaper I've ever seen. Yeah, the amount of cool shots from that video we just watched definitely could have been wallpapers. Call me Chug, by the way. All right, we'll do. All right, doing out on track. Yeah, we spoke about this yesterday. Is this potentially his last weekend in Alpine? I don't think so, but who knows? What's up, hashtag? Welcome to the stream, dude. Oh, we forgot to get predictions for practice. I forgot. All right, predictions are up for practice 3 in the Twitch chat. Who will finish first? Lando, Piastri, Leclerc, Hamilton, Max, Yuki, Russell, Kimi, or someone else? Get your predictions in. Why are these guys eating ice all the time, bro? Get in the car. Why are you sitting outside the car eating ice? Why are you sitting outside the car? I said this last week and I'm saying it again. I know it's hot. I know it's not reflective of qualifying or race times. But go get some practice in. Because then you're going to get in qualifying. And he's eating as well. What are you doing? Get in the car. Because then they sit in the car and go, our car sucks. Our setup sucks. Well, maybe if you went out and practiced and had an extra 5 minutes of practice, maybe you would have ironed out the problems, man. Maybe you would have ironed out the problems. Oh my god, Yuki's car is completely dismantled right now. Yeah, at least doing a border letter out on track. Oscar! Thank you for the sub, dude. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for subbing for 3 months of supporting the stream with your Prime Gaming sub. Thank you, dude. Thank you. If on driver's munching time, I can't believe they're eating as well. The way you hold that can is triggering me. Why? How is that triggering? Who the hell holds a can like this? If you hold a can like this to drink, you're an absolute weirdo. How else do you want me to hold the can? Quality rage bait, to be fair. You pinch it like a... What? Why would you grip? Why would you grip a small can like that? Even when you drink a Coke can, who does that? And also, when it's got condensation on it, why would I want my whole hand to be fucking wet? Are you kidding me? I can tell you ain't a gooner. Okay. If you're grabbing a can like that, you're a weirdo. You're a weirdo. Zero appreciation. Thank you for the follow. Guys, get your channel point predictions in the Twitch chat. How do you grab your can? Like a normal person who grabs a tiny can with your fingertips? Who the fuck grabs it with their whole hand? You gotta be a fucking weirdo. That's not how a normal person hold a can. How do you hold a can then? There's no way. No, there's no way you're gripping your cans like this. Hold it from the bottom, pal. I'm holding it in the middle. What? How am I getting roasted for this? How am I getting roasted for this? Only crush outs hold it like that. Nah, you guys are fucking weird. If I see anyone roll up to a party drinking their fucking drinks, maybe a normal can, fine. But like, holy crap, bro. Holy crap. What do you want from me? Even if I was drinking it wrong, who cares? Who cares? 2 fingers to hold the can is the right way. Yeah, like that. If you grab it with your whole hand, it's gonna get warm faster as well. Some people have brains in chat. I'm glad. I'm glad we have some IQ in chat at least. Wow, that fan's probably doing a lot, isn't it? Now, to be fair, that would be banging right now in the fucking 40-degree heat, 30-degree heat. I think it's 32 degrees today, 33 degrees tomorrow. Why is Russell eating lunch mid-session? FIA going to reduce practice session then again, not going to lie. Honestly, man, I say again, 2 weeks in a row now, people aren't coming out for the first 20 minutes of practice because it's too hot. It's too hot. Get in the fucking car, bro. Get in the car. At least Ocon's out on track. He needs it. Well, I see that, yeah, there's 2 problems with this. One, practice is too long and the drivers generally feel like it makes no difference, which is dumb because every lap counts, right? Or 2, the tires are so fucking bad that it's literally pointless for them to practice in this heat. So let's solve the problem. Let's solve the problem. Says no one is doing anything. I'm gonna go watch some YouTube. Keep me updated with the snacks they are eating. All right, we'll do. Ponden for FIA president. Dude, you know I'd make the sport so fucking good. Crazy to think 10 years ago, FP1 and FP2 were a total of three hours. Yeah, I forgot about that. No, when did they stop doing that? I remember it was 2019 they had an hour and a half practice sessions, right? For some cans, it's 3 max, and for monster, it's full crap. I give support with my ring finger, knuckle, grab with my index finger, middle finger on track, on the back, and thumb. That's too complicated for me to work out. Yuki's car is completely dismantled. Like, bro, you had all morning, all day to get this car sorted. Why you work on Yuki's car now? Excuse me. I shouldn't want to put mileage on the engines. I mean, that's true, but also, again, isn't that a problem? I think Formula One teams should, Formula One teams should be limited on their engines to save money, but limiting it to what, 4 engines a year? That's fucking ridiculous. Honestly, they should be allowed as many practice engines as they want. That's a good way to solve the problem. Teams of drivers are comfortable with their cars. We should only have FP1 and quality in the race. Well, that's why I love sprint weekends, man. FP1, straight into sprint qualifying and race. I love sprint weekends. You cannot change my mind. Is it tough for the crew members? Yes. But even the crew members said we don't need more than 1 practice. Even the drivers say it. You love them now. I've loved sprints the last 2 years. Ever since they've moved sprint qualifying to Friday and opened up Parc Ferme after the sprint, I've loved them. 55 degrees is crazy. It's 55-degree track time right now. It's wild. What do you mean you love them now? What the fuck? Vettel for FIA president? I'm going to be honest. Why do I feel like Vettel would be a bad FIA president? It's nothing to do with Vettel. It's nothing to do with his experience. I just feel like he will be... How do I word this? No, I think that would be good. But I'm worried that he would go too sustainable for the sport. But then again, FIA is different to F1. And I don't mean this in a bad way. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not like, oh, Vettel is too woke. I don't think Vettel's too woke at all. I think he's great. The initiatives he does, 100%. But I think Vettel's passion is those initiatives and making things better. And I think being an FIA president, you are limited to having to do what's best for the sport, money-wise, viewership-wise, engagement-wise, and sporting-wise. And I think he would find it too hard to balance his personal, not agendas, but like his personal beliefs and making what's best for the sport. And that's why I don't think he would be good to be an FIA president or an F1 CEO or something like that. And again, I'm not saying he's too woke, and I'm not saying he wouldn't be good. It's just, yeah. I'm trying to think of another like example. I'm trying to think of like an analogy. I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example. Like, I don't know. The only analogy I can think of is imagine you're an amazing cinematographer, like you're you've filmed some of the best movies in the world, right? And then you get a job at a reality TV show, right? You could probably do the job very well with your experience that you've got, but would a cinematographer make sense on a reality TV show where the content needs to be pumped out quickly and stuff like that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's probably a bad analogy, but you get my point. Like, I feel like Vettel would be good at the job, but does it really make sense? I don't think so, because I think he would find it he'd find it too hard to kind of differentiate his own personal beliefs with what's going to be best for the sport. I think the president needs to be someone who has no previous bias. Like, I don't think Vettel would favor anyone, but like him or Susie would always have the idea. But yeah, exactly. And I think Susie would be great, but, and I'm not saying she would do this, but let's say something goes Merck's way. Everyone's just going to blame her. Say it's bias. If something goes against Merck's way, she's going... you know, uh, her and Toto might have a problem. You know what I mean? But like the biggest thing at the end of the day is, right, she will sit down at dinner in bed every single night with Toto Wolff, right? They are going to talk. They're going to have similar opinions because they have literally a fucking couple, right? And then she goes off to the FIA the next day and she makes her decisions. They are going to be somewhat influenced by her personal opinion with Toto. And Toto being the boss of a Mercedes team, there is going to be bias there. I'm not saying she'll get rid of penalties for Mercedes or let them cheat or anything like that. But like naturally, her views are going to align with her husband. It's just natural. And the the same goes the other way where she would give information to Toto and then Toto would use that to kind of make the team better. And yeah, it's just a subconscious level. And I think that's why I think Susie is so good, but it just doesn't make sense. And I'd say if before people be like, oh, that's not fair just because she's the wife of a team boss, oh, blah, blah. No, it's got nothing to do with fucking that. I would say it the exact same way. If Susie was the fucking owner of Mercedes and Toto want to be president, I'd just say the exact same thing. I just think there's too much bias there. And even if there wasn't bias, even in a world where there wasn't bias, people would still think there is. Even to the point where I think it's bullshit that there's someone on the FIA board who is the son of McLaren, of someone who owns McLaren. Are you kidding me? How is that possible? How is the son of someone big high up at McLaren on the FIA? Like imagine David Coulthard, right? Was in the FIA. Like, I'm sure we could all trust David Coulthard. But he's so close to Red Bull and he's been so close to Red Bull for years. It's just like, no. I see bias is a thing. Yeah, exactly. Conflict interest exists for a reason. Yeah. She made a decision to make it look like she ain't biased too. Yeah. Alpine dominance could bore fans. Quality's going to be a highlight. Oh, dude. Saudi Arabia qualifying's always banging. Sprint weekends are definitely better for spectators, and I just can't understand what people prefer to watch regular weekends where there's a lot of less action. No, I agree, Richard. I agree. Oh, Duane went over the line. Bro, just don't cross the line. It's not that fucking hard to understand. Vettel too woke, the people would turn on him regardless of how good he is. I disagree with that. Also, Ponden, how is Susie going to prove that there's no polar talk between them? Yeah. I guess nothing to do with Susie. It's just the situation they're in. DC was Rebel's first ever driver, to be fair. Yeah, that too. I mean, exactly. He's been a part of Rebel for so long. I guarantee there's corruption in the FIA. Just look at football. Oh, there is the thing is, I'm confident in saying there is 100% corruption in the FIA now. What Mohammed bin Sulayem is currently doing with investing money into these smaller areas, motorsport areas, to try get the vote from them for him to stay in as president is absolute bullshit. And I think the key one as well, right? Where does the money go? Where does the money go? When a driver gets fined, where does the money go? We're already 5 races into the season and Hedges already had so many bagger fucking radios. Holy shit. How would that match the car livery? Actually, not gonna lie, I like doing. Yeah, I love it. I love doing it. It stands out. It's like a Daniel Ricciardo helmet. It stands out. I think Mark Webber would be an ideal FIA president for F1. Again, I think he'd be good, but right now he's obviously tied to Piastri, so it doesn't make sense. Sanita, what was the strip? Was Jean Todt good president? I wasn't really watching that sport. So, on this day, 16 years ago, Sebastian Vettel won the Chinese Grand Prix, the first win for Red Bull Racing. Wow. Wait, so Toro Rosso won before Red Bull Racing? Wait, so Toro Rosso won before Red Bull Racing? What the fuck? I don't know why I thought fucking Red Bull Racing just my brain just thought Red Bull Racing surely fucking won before Toro. That was actually hilarious. Why didn't Toro Rosso just become the main team after that? It's a shame though, I think Susie would do an amazing job. Oh, 100%. I think she'd be great. She's very level-headed. She knows a lot about the sport. Um, Unlike some men who have been the leaders of FIA, I think she would be like, you know, way less power hungry, way less fucking egotistical. You know what I mean? All right, the clap to the top. A Rakusu, the name of the follow. Oh, I'm gonna set the ball up. Oh, had you been blocked again? This section always people getting blocked. I mean, to be fair, they're both on slow lap, so there's no reason for him to fucking complain. Was FP2's fastest time? Is it 28.4, I think? I think. 28.2, 28.4, something like that. What's up, Dan David? Happy Easter, everyone. Yeah, happy Easter, guys. I mean, it's Easter tomorrow, right? The Easter Bunny's gonna come. All right, where's Piastri gonna go? Can you beat that lap time in F1 game? Usually the F1 game is faster than real life, so I'd assume so. Yeah, Piastri 2 tenths up. I mean, yeah, McLaren are the ones to beat, right? All right, let's see what Mercedes can do. Wait, Jennifer Lopez is in the paddock. Oh, she's performing tonight. I see, I see. So Max doesn't win the World Driver Championship. He loses number one on his car. Yep. Honestly, I love the 33 on 33 is such a nice number. Whoa, what's that fucking bird flying across the track? All right, let's see how Yuki does. He's always been really good in practice in the Red Bull, but when it comes to when it matters in qualifying, he just can't pull it together. A little lock up there from Yuki. Obviously, Yuki crashing. Ah, that's why Yuki's car was um being worked on in the garage. I forgot he crashed yesterday, so obviously with the curfew time, would have taken a little bit longer to get the car ready today because of it being crashed yesterday. What's happening, Liam? Oh, he's coming way too hot. Where you going, buddy? Leclerc's looking good this weekend, man. Leclerc's looking good. Guess what I'm doing right now. I think Max having 33 and Lewis having 44 just always felt nice. Like the double number just felt right. Yeah. I mean, it's just so ingrained in their branding. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I guess you could. It's different though, right? Like Leclerc 16. Like I don't really care that Leclerc's number 16, whereas Max 33 and like Lewis 44 and Lando 4. It's so ingrained in them. You know what I mean? Like Russell 63. No one gives a fuck. Sainz 55. Now that's ingrained. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like some drivers just really push their number and some not so much. Do you know who was 99? Was 99 Giovinazzi? Bob, every time you leave chat for 10 minutes and come back, yes, I remember you, man. I remember, yep. You spam the chat and ask, do I remember you every 10 minutes? I do remember you. I do. Trust me, I haven't forgot after 10 minutes. Accepting number 1 is optional. Yeah, that's why Lewis never took number 1. I like the mindset behind it, but at the same time, it's kind of like, that's your reward for winning the championship. But if you don't know, the reason why Lewis never took number 1 was because he feels that, like, rocking the number 1 in the next season, like the next season you start on an even playing field. Everyone's back to square one. So he likes having the number 44 to be like, all right, I'm working for that number 1 again. Whereas if he has number 1, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? Do you watch a VPN? Yeah. 81 is definitely Oscar. Bro, the Oscars merch that they announced today, so fucking good. I haven't actually, to be fair, I haven't actually looked at the merch itself, but the meaning behind the merch with the color coding, so good. Basically, his merch is color coded where it's the date. Because if you don't know, every color has a code, and the code is the dates of when he won each of his 4 Grand Prix. So cool. Yeah, has anyone been number 69 before? Would Piastri choose number 1 though? I think every driver would choose number 1. Some FH games. Qual's going to be interesting with the blocking. Yeah, there's always a bit of blocking here. But then again, in practice, you can get away with it. In qualifying, boom, you're fucked. Excuse me. Lewis is finished. I mean, yeah, he's 3/10 off Leclerc right now. He's not looking comfortable this weekend. Unless he pulls something out his ass on in quali later. All right, guys, we're going to end the predictions for practice in a second. Get your final chance to get predictions in. Yeah, I don't know why he's fucking sitting. Why is he sitting in the chicane? Complete bag 3 and 4 of your Lego. Let's go. I think Yuki is always close to the max in free practice and qualifying because Max is not pushing. Yeah, but even when you look at like Perez and Liam, they weren't this close to Max in practice. It shows that Yuki has the potential. But again, like you said, when Max pushes to the max, when Max pushes to the max, and when Yuki needs to push to the max, he just can't. He can't get it. Do you see that Alonso was slower in FP2 than in 2024? Yeah, Aston have gone backwards. It's crazy. All right, where's Norris going to go? Is he going to go ahead of Piastri? Yeah, Liam's out of Yuki right now. Looks like the V-Carb's fallen off a bit, man. I might have to take V-Carb out of my team. Generally think I'm taking B Cup out of my team. They've fallen off. The back of this MCL 30 is so loose. Lego got flexi wing accurate. Wait, again, is it the tactic or the speed champions for you? How come Sub is P20 and Hulk is P20? P7. Borderlander missed out on FP2 yesterday, so he's probably still getting to grips, and he's on the medium right now. Hulkenberg's looking good, man. Mike? Hello? Wait, what? Mike muted, not muted. Wait, what? Is Bob fucking trolling me? Okay, I'll ignore that. Troll dive fair. Sorry, I saw two muted icons back to back. I was like, what the fuck? Oh, Mailstone was saying not mute. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, I actually think Salva's going to be good decent this week, at least for Hulkenberg. Might have to chuck him in the team, you know? Yeah, Ben was looking good as well. But then again, Haas didn't look good in FP1 and FP2, so... Gazzy miracle run second half of the season. Trust. I mean, like I said, I think Gazzy will finish second best of the rest in the championship, but I don't think the car will be better. Wow, purple sector 2 for Max, but purple sector 2 for Max, but still 2/10 off pole. Appreciate everyone tuning in the stream today. This is some really high numbers for a practice session. So appreciate you guys all tuning in. If it's your first time here, be sure to follow down below. We do watch alongs like this for every single session, for every single Grand Prix weekend. Obviously, practice is a bit more chill. We kind of just chat. It's like a podcast, but we'll be getting hyped for qualifying later on today. Interesting to me that, sorry, just little details I've noticed, but Pierre Wash on the pit wall there is allowed to wear Ray-Ban glasses. Obviously, they're prescription, but allowed to wear Ray-Ban glasses despite the team being sponsored by another glasses company. Wonder if that's an exemption or if it's not. Yeah. I guess because it's prescription, he's got to wear them, but I thought everyone on the team had to abide by sponsor stuff. What's up, Shannock? I'm doing good. How are you? Those F1 posters are really cool. Where'd you get them from? They're from Automobilist, and my Yuki Tsunoda poster arrived today, so maybe we can unbox that in a minute. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Link to chat, guys. If you are interested in any of the posters that are behind me, head to Automobilist. Link to chat. You can use code Ponden for 20% off. You've got Red Bull Racing, V-Carb, Aston Martin, Haas, I think. McLaren posters on the website. Bob Price, you're confusing me, man. Hashtag I am the goat, the true goat. 0 wins, 1 win, every goat cook. What does that mean? What does that mean, Bob? What does that mean? You're losing me, man. You're losing me. You're starting to make me think you're AI. Is this the last qualifying session for pole? No, this is practice session. Star Wars qualifying will be later on today for pole position. No. Bob Price is not the skull guy. Grandy Plays is the skull guy. What is that emote? Lobo Tommy Sim. What does that mean? Wait, lobotomy? Is that, did I just pronounce that wrong? Lobotomy. Sorry. Why don't I read that as lobotomy? GG fan, thank you for the follow. Oh my god, what is happening? What is happening? Zay, how's it going, dude? Lobotomy. Holy shit, bro. I thought there was an emote of a. I thought there was a fucking emote from a. I thought the creator was called Lobotomy. Oh my god, fuck. Lost the plot. Completely lost the plot. Lobo Tommy sounds like some crazy indie band in regional New South Wales. Ugh. Holy fuck, bro. Anyways, moving on. I love how the Middle East track, specifically Saudi Arabia, I think it's just Saudi Arabia that do it. They add the Arabic writing underneath of the name underneath the drivers. I think every track that doesn't speak, every Grand Prix they go to where it's not English isn't the native language, I think would be so cool to have the language underneath. So like Japanese underneath, Arabic underneath, any country. All right, Bob, honestly, Bob, I'm on the verge. I'm on the verge of timing you out, man. Fun fact, did you know Bortoleto won the Saudi Arabian GP in 1837? Yeah, like, you can't at me and then make me read your message. You wasted 2 seconds of my life making me read that. So we won't know who gets pole position until later? No, not until later in qualifying Star Wars. Yeah, so this is just practice. This is just practice, Star Wars. Nah, but look it up, bro. Okay, let's look it up. Who won the 1837 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix? Did cars even exist then? Don't forget to hashtag it. True. Bob, man, Bob, you're making me laugh now. Bob spent all day. I don't like calling out viewers, but like making fun of viewers. But sometimes it gets to the point where it's just like funny to me. Bob spent all day yesterday in chat going, Ponden, remember to read my DM after the stream. Remember to read my DM after the stream. I ended my stream, opened up Discord. He'd ping me 3 times saying, read my DM, read my DM. I opened up his DM, and it's literally a 5-second clip of Lewis overtaking someone on the straight. Back in like 2008. That was it. Like, it wasn't even like, I thought it was going to be like, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, or like, I don't know, some other random shit. No, it was just a random clip of Lewis. Let through the Ferraris, please, mate. Let the P3 someone else let Ferrari. I mean, the close, dude, it's actually tight between the top 4, and that's a big lap from Science. I don't like this guy. Bob for Bon, dude. Bob for Bon. Fucking Bob, bro. I can't, man. I can't. Did you remember? Yes, I've been drinking my Red Bull for a while now, and everyone was roasting me for the way I hold it. Oh my god, are you going live later today, T-Mac? Oh yeah, I was trying to think. I swear there was another guy in chat yesterday who was pissing me off. And I couldn't remember who it was. It was Angry Ginge, bro. The real Angry Ginge was in my chat, spamming caps lock and asking the same question over and over and over again. Will Max Verstappen win? I think Lewis Hamilton and Max is going to win. I think Max is going to qualify P11. Lewis is going to qualify P6. Do you think Max is going to get pole? I think Max is going to get pole. Wait. What's his name? What was his name? Was it Angry Ginge 33? Angry Ginge 33? I think it was 33, right? No, what was his name? What was his name, bro? Was it 57? 53? Oh, here it is. Here it is. We're gonna go through this shit, bro. Sorry, I love this, man. I love this. What is the red flag for? Who do you think is gonna win the main race on Sunday? Who do you think is gonna get pole? What have I missed? Wait, where is it? Wait, let's see how many times he asked. This is all yesterday, by the way. Lando or Max? Lando or Max? Lando or Max for the title? Oh, and that's him beefing with Bestu, bro. Who is your favorite driver? Do you? Actually, to be fair, he's asking some normal questions. Max or Russell in Austria? Wait. Come on, Lewis. Come on, Max. Who do you think is going to win? Come on, Max. Who do you think is going to win the title? Who do you think is going to win the title? Max is shit, like Lewis. Come on, Max. Max is shit, like Lewis. Come on, Max. I reckon a Lewis Hamilton pole position or Max Verstappen. And then later on he says Max Verstappen P11, I swear to God. Max out in Q2. Like, are we for what? Whoa! I can't. It just gets to a point where it's just fucking funny, man. It gets to a point where it's funny. It was funny, but yeah, I went to the toilet and he just started fucking calling everyone out in chat. Fuck you. I can't, man. I fucking can't. Holy. 100 messages in one day. I mean, that's like normal if the messages were like good. Could be a little kid, maybe. I actually think there's an AI in Discord as well. We talked to him. He's real. Oh, really? Yeah. Look. See, this is the thing, right? I appreciate everyone who talks on Discord and like adds stuff for Discord. You know, that's the whole point. Like the Discord's there for everyone to engage with one another and like to, you know, post F1 stuff so I can look out on stream. But like this account or this guy, I don't know. I've never seen that name in Twitch chat before, and it's always the most like normal post ever. It will be like Ocon P6 in qualifying post, and then it'll be linked in Discord, and it'll be like, "Are you happy with Ocon's result?" And I'm like, "What? Like, no one cares about this." And then it's always like an AI captioned thing, and I'm like, it almost becomes like, well, it is spam. It basically is spam. And then like I'm like scrolling through Discord and I'm like having to scroll over it because I'm like, what is this? What is this? And then when it is something good that's posted, it's already been posted in the Discord. So I'm like, no, this has to be an AI. There's no way. There's no way this is a real person. But I don't want to sound like I'm hating because, again, I love when people chat in Discord. Like, you know, there's always going to be, sometimes there's going to be some weird stuff in Discord. There's going to be some, like, you know, maybe sometimes it comes across as spam or it's like, why are you posting that or whatever. But it's like, it's just like I've been in like 2 months of just like AI generated posts. It's just so weird. All right, back to qualifying. Russell is up to the top now. That's what we like to see. Antonelli P4, 4 tenths off. All right, where's Piastri going to go? Please don't demote Russell. It's going to be like 5 tenths, isn't it? 7 tenths. Are we fucking serious, mate? And Norris P2. 27. Wait, he's 1 tenth off of the track record. And it's practice. We are getting 26.9s later on today. In the cooler conditions, when the engine's turned up, we are getting a 26.9. 100% we're getting a 26 today. Holy shit, bruv. Holy shit. Come on, Yuki. Up to pole. P5. 1 second off. How are McLaren 7 tenths ahead of the next team? Are we serious right now? Are we being for real, man? Are we being for real? Leave the sandbags in. Yeah, Yuki only 2 tenths off backs. That's good. But Albon ahead of the Red Bulls right now. Oscar Pastries, I was not familiar with your career. I really hope this is not another season like 2023 where it's like, if you just remove Max in this season, if you just remove Piastri and Norris, it would be banging. I really hope Mercedes, Ferrari, or Red Bull just, one of them just catch up to McLaren, please. Yeah, I think Racing Bull's officially coming out of the fantasy. They've let me down the last 2 weeks, and now they look poo. I think it's time to maybe cop a -10 penalty and put Mercedes in my team, because that's what honestly the best team for the last 3 weeks has been McLaren Mercedes. And honestly, when the rookies are doing as well as they are, like Behrman and Hadger and shit, you might as well just have a fucking rookie team with Red Bull, Mercedes, and McLaren. I think it's time. Honestly, the -10 will be worth it because this V-Carb's bumhole right now. Those on the mandatory 2-stop at Monaco. I'm curious to see how it plays out. It's going to be better than nothing. I can't believe people are like, I mean, Monaco sucks. And then we get 2 stops and everyone's like, oh, this is so dumb. What do you want? What do you want? Shut up. Red Bull Air Race. No one badder. Thank you for the follow. Monaco's my favorite track. Yeah, I love it as well. Bro, how is McLaren so far ahead of me? Are you serious right now? By the way, I'm roasting V-Carb in a V-Carb shirt. Love that. McLaren don't seem to have the discipline that Red Bull had in 23. Like, realistically, they shouldn't have lost any races so far. I agree. I don't think they're as strong as some people think, but they're still strong enough to get pole. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. They're still strong enough, sorry, to win every race this season. What day is F1 Manager? Yeah, F1 Managers is on Thursday. Unless something happens, it's on Thursday, the day before Grand Prix weekend starts. Okay, so we're starting to get some quality runs now, despite the temp on track. Probably cool down a little bit, but nowhere near as much as what's going to be in qualifying later today. Oh, he's backed out. All right. 12 minutes left of practice. After practice, I am going to put my food in the microwave, and then I'm going to eat, and then we're going to do a fantasy team, and then we've got F2 sprint race to watch, and then it'll be almost qualifying time by then. Oh, he just bumped his... Ow, poor man. He just bumped his arm on the rear wing. How the fuck is 10th 1.5 seconds off? Yeah. I mean, how the fuck is 6th 1 second off? Ooh, oh, you never want to be loose over that curb. Why do you think Aston Martin's fallen off so hard? Because they're not investing in this regular cars anymore. They brought the car in 2023. They were podium worthy. They didn't develop, and they're like, fuck it, fuck 24, fuck 25. Let's focus on 2026, and it makes sense. They're fully banking on 2026. If they get it wrong, I reckon they're gonna get the aero right. Oh my god, look how planted Max is. What the fuck? Be quiet. He was off track. What's your dream car? We're talking about this just before. I have 3 answers. Reasonable car that I might be able to afford in my lifetime, maybe if I'm lucky. Porsche 911 GT3 RS. Dream no budget car. Pagani Zonda. Dream classic car. Honda NSX. Aston paying the Honda engine. Praying the Honda engine is decent. Yeah, I mean, Honda obviously has been good in this regular car, but they've lost that IP now to powertrains, Red Bull powertrains. They've lost their some of their key personnel to Red Bull powertrains. So it'll be interesting to see how they look. Excuse me. George Russell, the only driver this season to have a top 5 result in every competitive session. Yeah, Lando Norris not in that after the China sprint. Just goes to show how locked in Russell's been this year. Do you think Ricciardo deserves the Cadillac seat? Deserves it? Yes. Will he get it? No, I don't think he's coming back to the sport. I think Perez, Ricciardo, Cadillac lineup would be steezy as fuck. Holy. They would literally go from a nobody team to one of the most loved teams on the grid. You'd have all the Spanish-speaking, specifically Mexican fans, South American kind of audience following Perez. You'd have all the Australians and just everyone fucking following Daniel. And you'd have all the Americans being able to support an American Cadillac branded team with two drivers that are actually fucking cool and popular in the American world. Genuinely, they would instantly... Ooh. Okay, question. Oh, there's J-Lo in the Ferrari garage. And a pink suit. She should go to the Alpine garage. Question. If it was Daniel Ricciardo, Sergio Perez at Cadillac, do you think they would jump Williams in fans? Or do you think Williams has just got too much like legacy and like obviously Williams having this lineup now for a year before them? I generally think Cadillac could, if they went Perez and Ricciardo lineup, generally think they'd jump Williams in fan count. Oh, yellow flag. Who's this for? Nope, green. Someone just went off track. I don't know, man. I just think Daniel and Perez have way too much pull. They both have more pull than... maybe a hot take. I think Daniel and Perez individually have more pull than Albon and Sainz combined. I think Daniel Ricciardo is one of those drivers where if you went on the street and said name F1 drivers, he would probably be the third most highest named driver. I think it would be go Lewis, Max, and then Daniel. Lewis is confused how far he is off. And I think Perez. I mean, Perez just has so many fucking fans. Like, one of the reasons he stayed at Red Bull for so long was his merch sales, his sponsors. He has so many fans. And I think instantly they would just have so much pull in the sport with Caddy and an American brand, Andretti. Alonso exists, by the way, but that's not me answering it though, Poochie. I'm talking about the general public. Like the general public know about big names, and obviously Fernando Alonso was a big name back in the 2000s, but he's not really been a big name since. Lewis is a 7-time champ, Max is a 4-time champ, and then you've got Daniel Ricciardo, who was basically the face of Drive to Survive. He was everywhere on social media. Maybe I'm just saying this as an Australian, but I feel like before I got into Formula One, I only knew 2 names. I only knew Lewis Hamilton and Daniel Ricciardo. Again, that probably helps because I was Australian. But yeah, everyone loves Daniel. I'm trying to think of like an example of Daniel Ricciardo in another sport. Like a driver who hasn't achieved much, but is very loved. There's probably an example in basketball that I can't think of. I mean, look at fucking Gunther Steiner, for instance. He's a team principal, and all he did was say, fuck smash door on Drive to Survive, and people love him. So imagine a driver who actually drives on the track. I'm not saying Gunther Steiner is more popular than F1 drivers, no, but I'm just saying that look at how popular he was for being funny. But then you got an actual F1 driver. Neymar? Yeah, I guess you'd say Neymar. But Neymar was talented. He just didn't achieve it. I guess it's the same with Daniel, yeah. Yeah, Neymar's like probably a good example. Derek Rose, no NBA championships, but damn near the whole league loves him. Yeah. Look at Komatsu. It proves Gunther was bad. Yeah, exactly. I didn't rate Gunther. Like, he seems like a nice, funny guy, but... Gene, we got no money, Gene. Yeah, so neither do fucking Williams. Neither do Sauber. What's your point? Do something. So, Spider! I don't know. Did I just say what's up to you twice? If so, you're welcome. What's happened to Oscar here? Oh, Deli Ellie. Dude, Deli Ellie was spoken about so much for a few years. And then what happened? His tape leaked. What the fuck? His nudes got leaked? How did he fall off performance-wise, though? Or did it get to him too much mentally? It came out he was sexually abused as a child and mental issues. What the fuck? Marino. Harry Kane, little trophies, but a lot of goals. Yeah, true. He didn't train properly. It's a touchy subject, something like that, right? Like, obviously, there's a reason why he's not training. But at the same time, like, it's your job, and if you're not training and you're not delivering the results, like, it is your fault at the end of the day. But I don't know. I don't know much about Dele Alli's stories, so I can't really comment. But I'm just talking about any athlete who kind of has a rough patch and then is like, oh, I'm in a rough patch right now. And it's like, well, yeah, if you're not performing, you're not performing. These guys are talking shit. He fell off a bit because his effort was shit. Ended up being due to mental health issues, right? So that's the definition of a goat. People underrate him so much. Who's better, Weber or Ricardo, stat-wise? Ooh. See, I didn't watch the Weber era, so I can't really, like, comment on Weber too much. I'll let chat decide, but the way I see it, from what I know about F1, from what I know about the two drivers, is Weber was always kind of second to Vettel. He was always kind of like number two. He had some good moments, but he was always number two. Whereas Ricardo beat Vettel in his first season at Red Bull. Won races that he shouldn't have won. You know, obviously was toe to toe with Max. Yes, it was young Max, but still toe to toe with Max. And Ricardo never had a shot at a championship, unfortunately, whereas Mark Webber did, and he ultimately failed. So I would say Ricardo, but I don't really know. Ricardo, Webber. Prime Ricardo was so far clear. Lewis not making out Q1. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh. Borderline strike. Got a problem. Prime Webber's shifted tectonic plates. Ricardo's way better. Could have competed if he didn't have reliability in 2018. Yeah. Oh, in the championship? Don't think Ricardo would have competed in the championship, surely. That Red Bull was only good for a small handful of tracks. Otherwise, Merck and Ferrari were just way better. How is there still 6/10 between the top two, and how are they... Oh my god. I'm just so thankful Norris and Piastri are so tight, man. Imagine Norris had a bum as a teammate. Any update with Christian Mansell? He put out a post saying, thanks for all the support, but he didn't mention what the problem was or anything like that. He might not ever talk about it, who knows. All right, guys, 1 minute left of FP3. Thank you all for joining me for the watch along so far. If you've enjoyed, hit the follow button down below. We're going to be staying live all the way through to qualifying for the next 2.5 hours. We've got F1 Fantasy to do, F1 Predict to do, videos to watch, highlights from previous years to watch, and F2 Sprint Race. So be sure to stick around. If you're over on TikTok right now, come over to the Twitch stream. And YouTube. Come over to the Twitch stream and join us. But yeah, let's wait for practice to end, and we'll see how the timing sheet finishes. Are we going to award a prize to whoever guesses Max's kid name? Ooh, that's a good shout. Oh, remind me, sorry, completely off topic. Remind me to look at bingo after practice. Is there a way you could give the badges to viewers on stream with the respective favorite teams? Seeing Team Act with a Merc is so weird. No, it's based off of bits. So the more bits you donate, the better team you get. So I think Merc is 100 bits. No, VCarb's 1 bit. Merc's 100 bits. Ferrari's 500. McLaren's 1,000. Red Bull's 2,000 or something like that. And then if more people donate bits, then I'll eventually add every single team. And I'll do it in constructors order. So it'll probably change year to year. Well, actually, I should probably update that now. Well, no, Red Bull will always be number 1 because it's Red Bull, but... All right, session's done, guys. Session is done. We'll wait for everyone to finish their laps in case someone is on a fast lap, but... Max Verstappen Jr., I don't think you'll call his kid Max. Imagine he calls it Nelson. I reckon Daniel will be Max's kid's name. Imagine. Babis, thank you for the follow, dude. Australian Grand Prix was the best so far. The rest have been sleeper. Australia's been the best so far. But you gotta remember that was an outlier. That was such a top tier Grand Prix. That's you know, it's rare that a Grand Prix is gonna be like that. China Sprint was good. China Race was yeah, pretty mediocre. I'd say below average. Japan was sleeper, but what came from the Japanese Grand Prix weekend, I mean, the qualifying was fucking phenomenal. And what came from the Japanese Grand Prix weekend was more than just the on-track racing. And last week was really good. So far, I would say 2.5 from 4. Because I personally think qualifying is just as important. Maybe not on the same level as a race, but just as important as a race and a Grand Prix weekend. Like, I sit down for an hour to watch qualifying. I sit down for an hour and a half to watch a race. And the fact that people completely dismiss qualifying when ranking Grand Prix weekends is, like, crazy to me. I'm getting a pen. I think it'll just be a fine. I don't think you get a pen for what happens in practice, unless I'm wrong. Australia got nothing on Bahrain. Literally only on track racing and hard wheel-to-wheel battle. Wait, you're saying Bahrain's better than Australia? All right. Leclerc reckons this is the best he can get out of his Ferrari right now at P5. I think I made a mistake. My rear wheels keep scraping against the rear wing. That doesn't sound right. I don't know why I see Alex, if boy or girl, not to about Salmon or anything at all. I just see him. Wait, I've just realized you said they're gonna name him Daniel. That would be fucked. Naming your kid your ex-partner's name, your other daughter's dad's name. That would just be weird, bro. That would just be weird. I mean, I know Daniel and Daniel are different, but it's fucking close enough. That's Daniel. Yeah, but it's still Penelope's dad. This year, as of this year, Bahrain is miles better. The amount of dive bombs and side-by-side moments this year, ton happened. No, I agree. The on-track racing was better in Bahrain. But they pronounce it different. Yeah, but potato, bro. It's still the same. It's still the same. All right, guys, that is it for FP3. Let's go through the timing sheet right now. Norris P1 and Piastri P2. 6/10 up on 3rd place. If they do not get pole 1-2 today, I've said this every week, and it didn't happen in Japan. It didn't happen in the China Sprint. It didn't happen in Bahrain. If they don't get 1-2 in qualifying, there is something fundamentally wrong with whoever doesn't get pole. Doesn't get 1-2. Anyways, Russell, best of the rest right now. Sorry, third place. Verstappen P4. He looks like he's still struggling with the car, but not as much as you'd think. Not as much as I thought. The Leclerc P5 saying that's the max you can get from the Ferrari at the moment. Williams best of the rest. They're looking very, very good for fantasy. Gasly P6. Sonoda not too far off Max, but not great. P9. Antonelli P10, quite far off his teammate. Hedger P11. Hamilton P12, very much struggling. Lawson P13. Alonso P14. Doohan P15, quite far off his teammate. Behrman P16. Hulkenberg P17. Ocon P18. Bortoleto P19. And Stroll in dead last. Yeah, I think there's two things you can bet on today. Stroll out in Q1 and McLaren pole position. Honestly, I'd probably rather bet on Stroll out in Q1 than McLaren P1 with their current throwing. But yeah. Anyways, guys, that wraps up FP3. Thank you all for joining me for practice. If you're over on TikTok or YouTube, come join me over on Twitch. We're going to be staying live all the way through to qualifying. We've got F1 Fantasy to do, F1 Predict to do. We've got F2 Sprint Race to watch, and we've got highlights from previous qualifying years to watch. So be sure to tune on in. Otherwise, I'll see you guys later on today for qualifying. Goodbye.